You're listening to the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
You know what you are? You're a popcorn salesman.
Worldwide Sports Radio presents the home stretch.
All right, let's hit the field.
With Tyler and friends.
Let's see if I can do this. Ready? Hold on. Hey! Nope, not happening. Hello! Welcome to the home stretch. I'm your host.
My headphones off for that.
Yeah. No, you learned from the last time. You learned from the last time.
Yeah. Don't fool me now, though. Don't just do it because I got the.
Hey! I'm just kidding. I really don't have it. I feel like my voice is going to give out at any second. Welcome to the home stretch. I'm your host, Tyler Harrison, along with my co-host / on again, off again co-host, Josh.
What's happening? Glad to be here again. Another week in the books.
Yes, another week in the books. And our beautiful co-host / producer, Speedy Petey. Eric Bowe, you can call now.
He's gonna call now.
Actually now.
We're all in the same room, and I feel like there's been a lot of miscommunication when it comes to when he should call and when he shouldn't call.
For those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, I told Eric Bowe to call like twice, and both times Speedy hung up on him, basically saying, "Get the F off the phone. We'll tell you." We'll tell you when we're ready.
Speedy was our spokesperson.
We are ready.
Now watch, now he won't call now.
We are ready. Damn, that hurts. All right, so very short show, no BS today. I've actually probably should lock the door so no idiots can get in here. And by idiots, I mean people that work in this network. Take it or leave it. So that's that. I will be updating Snugs. This is going to be kind of a refresher episode for the week that's been from last Thursday till now because Josh and Eric have not given their views yet on the weekend sports, and I'll probably just let them banter until one of them make me mad enough to say something.
Oh, like I did last week about Baker Mayfield.
Listen, Baker Mayfield had a bad year, okay? And we're going to leave it at that.
You clutched your chest.
No, because everyone on this network swears that Baker Mayfield's some chump change that's not going to figure it out. Baker Mayfield will figure it out. And when that happens, you're all going to look like fools.
Okay.
But speaking of fools, Anthony Carragher's favorite segment on this show is Around the World of Sports. So I can't tell if you're laughing over there or you're just...
No, I'm just... I am laughing, but I'm trying to keep a straight face.
Don't.
Okay, sorry.
Don't. Let it out.
Okay.
I'm naturally funny. It's okay.
I know you are.
I
said you were last week.
Did you?
Yes.
Where was I?
You were here.
Are you sure?
Positive. You were two
I
chairs
heard
to
you.
my right.
And I heard you.
You were 2 chairs to my right.
And I heard you.
Their left.
Oh. That explains a lot. We're going to go around the world in sports. So that way Josh has been talking my ear off right now for the past 5 minutes about the New York Mets sale going through the floor. And honestly, it might be a blessing in disguise, but we'll talk about that later. Right now, we do not have the Wasteland tournament going on, but we do have the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am and, Pebble Beach, California. Nick Taylor is your leader at -8. Tied at 2 is Patrick Cantlay and Chase Seifert at -6. And then Harold Varner the third. That's right, the third. And Richie Werninski at -5 are tied at 4. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the golf AT&T Pebble Pro-Am in Pebble Beach, California. And now we will hop on to college basketball because college basketball is by far the least important thing going on.
Not till March Madness, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Then Eric Bowe is calling in. That's great.
Is that his theme song for when he calls in
No.
now?
No. Eric Bowe gets no theme song. He's not here, then not here, not my problem. Is that Eric? Okay. So, Eric, give us 2 seconds. Number 24, Colorado is tied right now at 15 against Cal. This game just started. There's 10 minutes in the first half left. At 9 o'clock, USC, who I expect to make noise in this tournament as well.
Really?
Take on 23 Arizona. Yep. 25 Houston takes on Tulsa. Blowout. And number 2 Gonzaga will destroy LMU. destroy. Don't watch the game if you have any interest in this game being close. And then to the association. The NBA trade deadline will be talked about very shortly because there are a lot of teams, and we're going to start one of them that make no sense to me. Here we go. The New York Knicks are up 42-33 over the Magic.
Yes.
How the hell?
Yes. The Leon Rose era is off to a great start.
Won't last long.
Yeah. Let's fire the GM 2 days before the trade deadline. Jackasses. Great. Absolutely great. Jolin, please, don't touch the Rangers. Leave it alone. Don't ever touch them again.
Don't touch the money.
Yeah, please. And if you want to move the New York Knicks to the Barclays Center or, I don't know, the Belmont Center, whatever they're going to call that, that'd be great too. Let them play with the Islanders. Don't contaminate the Rangers with this garbage. The Pelicans are up 15-13 over the Bulls. There's about 4 minutes left in the first quarter. And the 76ers, the new-look 76ers, take on the Milwaukee Bucks. It's 13-11. That game can be watched on TNT. 4 minutes left in the first quarter there. Later on tonight, I think right now the front runner for MVP, Damian Lillard, takes on the San Antonio Spurs. And they look to get their playoff flow back as, again, they take on the Spurs around 10 o'clock. And at 10:30, the dumbest team in the NBA, the Houston Rockets, take on the Los Angeles Lakers.
Dumber than the Knicks? I don't know about that. I mean, they're dumb, but they're not dumb as the Knicks.
They're dumber than the New York Knicks. Absolutely. Without question, the Houston Rockets are the dumbest team in basketball.
I don't know about that.
At 10:30, the Rockets take on the Lakers. Again, that game could also be seen on TNT. And that game actually could be a blowout by the Lakers. Because guess what? The Rockets have no size. They have a small
size anymore.
They have a small forward playing center.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. But I'm glad that we have a guest now, so I can say this proudly. The manliest sport of them all, the NHL, is where we will end this. It is 2-1 Montreal right now over the Ducks, as Nick Suzuki has scored for the Canadiens. Jacob Silfberg has scored for the Ducks. There is
my long-lost cousin, by the way. My last name is Silverberg.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
You're lying.
I'll spell it out for you after the show's over.
Are you really related to him?
No! His last name is spelled differently than mine.
No.
It's like S-I-L-F goes into a whole...
Oh, Brandon Gallagher.
It's like S-I-L-V-E-R-B-E-R-G.
Yeah.
His is like S-I-L...
No, I think it's just the F is the only difference.
Isn't it B-U-R-G, though, for him, too?
No, I think it's E-R-J.
Oh, man, he's got to call me then. If he just switches the letter around, man, we're like... Gotta be something there.
Are you Amish?
No.
Oh, all right, never mind. Brendan Gallagher. I thought so. Brendan Gallagher is
TBD.
TBD. Hello, how are you? I'm just kidding. Brendan Gallagher scored the second goal for the Canadiens, assisted by Elon Kovalchuk, who is going to be one of the guys that make a Stanley Cup favorite an absolute juggernaut, because he's going to get traded, I think. And this game's fantastic. The Lightning and Penguins. Malkin scored for the Penguins. Steven Stamkos and Sergachev for the Lightning. And Ranger fans hate that name because he's who we should have got back for Ryan McDonough. But hey, what are you going to do? And as soon as I said that, the Lightning scored. It's now 3-1. We'll find out. They scored in about 5 seconds. So that's very impressive. I will update that later because CBS is about as slow as dirt. Believe it or not, Dylan Larkin, not the Red Wings, Dylan Larkin's up 2-0 over the Sabres. He scored both goals for the Red Wings. So Eric Bowe, I hope you enjoy that. 2-1 Vegas Knights over the Florida Panthers. Mark Stone scored for the Panthers. Oh, I'm sorry. Mike Hoffman scored for the Panthers. Mark Stone has scored both goals for the Vegas Knights. No fact, Mike Guido is the reason you guys did not win a Stanley Cup. Oh, wait, he gets better.
Well, Mark Stone wasn't there, so that's not his fault.
No, I'm not blaming Mark Stone. I'm blaming Mike Guido for the reason the Canadiens, the Vegas Knights, did not win a
They
Stanley
might
Cup.
have won with Mark Stone.
Just a theory I have. Anyway, 3-2, Kings over the Islanders. God, do I hope this remains true. Ben Hutton, Alex Affello, and whatever, Speedy, and Trevor Lewis have scored for the Kings. Michael DeCall and what the hell? Kiefer Bellows? Was that his first goal of the year?
McAvoy scored his first goal of the year yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah. I thought he had more than that when I saw that. I was like, that was his first of the year?
Well, they're the Islanders.
Charlie McAvoy's on the Bruins.
He knows.
I
Charlie
know,
McAvoy
but-
is a Speedy's Playhouse regular.
I love Charlie McAvoy. He's phenomenal. But anyway, the Devils are up 2-0 over the Flyers, and I hope that stays true, too. Blake Coleman and Damian Severson score. They can't get forwards to score. They all get defensive goals.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
ridiculous.
they traded their one offensive
That's what
player.
it was.
So they got Jack Hughes trying to grow, and that's pretty much it.
No, Hersher's good. Nico Hersher's fine.
He's okay.
He hasn't taken the leap he should, though.
No, he shouldn't. But Colorado is tied at 1 against the Ottawa Senators. How they're even tied, I don't know. Brady to Chuck, I feel so bad that you're still there. That's the goal for the Senators. Valerie Nishkinin for the Avalanche. Speed didn't correct me. I'm assuming that's right then.
Nishuskin.
Nishuskin.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I think he's trying to be nice.
Yeah, I guess so. Jensen Herkins has scored for the Winnipeg Jets. They're up 1-0 over the Stanley Cup champ St. Louis Blues.
By the way, that was Bellows' first career goal. He didn't have a goal before that. He just had an
Told
assist.
you so. So, the Vancouver Canucks are trailing 2-0 right now to the Wild. Ryan Hartman and Brad Hunt. Those are two American easy names. They are the reason the Wild are up 2-0. At 9 o'clock, the Predators take on the Flames, the Red Hot Flames. Yes, I make that joke every time. It's friggin' funny. The Carolina Hurricanes take on the Arizona Coyotes. And also the San Jose Sharks, the biggest disappointment in hockey by far, take on the Edmonton Oilers at 9:30. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Around the World in Sports, brought to you by me. Because I'm the only show that does it. So, voila, I'm it. That's it. That's the only score updates you get throughout the day. Me. That's it. Worldwide Sports Radio Network, New York Sports Scene. Check them out, NewYorkSportsScene.com. There's a reason for that. I'm that effing good.
All right, should I put him on?
Probably. Anyway,
Time to put him on?
yes. Mr. Bo.
What's up? Sorry I couldn't join you in studio, guys, but thanks for having me on via phone.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for calling in, Eric.
It's like you're here, but I mean, verbally,
All
obviously.
good.
Physically,
Connection
you're
good?
not
You guys can
here,
hear me
but that's
fine?
okay.
So who is that?
That was me last week. Then Jordan was here.
Who's that?
Who's what?
Who's you?
I'm me.
Oh, I thought you were Eric.
No.
Oh.
Oh, definitely not.
All good. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear
Yes.
you. You're still on air.
Perfect.
So, just so you know, Dylan Larkin is up 2-0 over the Sabres.
Oh, here we go. Now you got him started. You brought up Dylan Larkin. Here we go. He didn't even want to take Tyler Bertuzzi in the
Look better
draft.
looking now.
Maybe
What?
It was a smart move because the Red Wings don't have talent around it
They
outside
don't,
of
but
Larkin and Mantha.
Bertuzzi's giving me about 100 fantasy points this
Okay,
year so
who
far,
knew?
so I'll take it.
Who knew?
Nice little sleeper there. The third to last pick in that draft.
Did anyone pick up Shesterkin yet in your league?
No, nobody did.
So why is no one picking him up?
I just picked up the goalie, Kemper from Arizona.
Why?
What's
Shesterkin's
wrong with that?
better.
Because he's coming back from injury.
What's wrong with
Eric,
that? Kemper's
Eric
been
Bo,
good.
take
Kemper's
up Igor Shesterkin.
Because he's coming back from injury, and I'm in first place in my league, so I can
need
afford to take
defense.
the injury.
I need defense.
No, you need goalie help. Goalies will get you points.
He
Trust
doesn't
me.
need. He doesn't need goalie help. He has Ben Bishop and
Tuca.
who else?
Has
Ben
Tuca
Bishop
doing it.
Tuca.
sucks.
He has Tuca and Bishop. Not this year. Not really.
And Bishop does not suck.
Yeah, Ben Bishop.
I
does not
can't
suck
stand
this year.
Ben Bishop.
Why? Oh, because he beat the Rangers.
Yes,
in Game
he's a
7?
Ranger killer. He's right about
God.
that. That doesn't mean he's not a good goalie. He's just injury prone.
I didn't say he sucked. I said I can't stand him.
All right.
Yeah,
we're-
you analytically have bashed him too,
Speed,
though.
Speedy brought. We were talking about before the show started. We had this beautiful rundown of what it was going to be, and we're supposed to be starting with the New York Mets and their fall through sale of Steve Cohen. The failure that is of the New York Mets continues.
Can I quickly say something?
I thought you said you weren't going to say it unless need be, but yes, go for it, Tyler.
just say. I'm just saying this one time. I'll let you Met fans cry and whine all you want to.
Eric's not a Met fan either.
Well, hold on.
Speedy and I are.
Well, that's sad. But anyway,
Oh, thanks.
so all I'm saying is that's the most typical Met thing that could happen. Yay, the Wilpons are selling the team. Haha, psych, no, they're not. Oh, damn. Haha, that's the most Met story I've heard all year.
It's true.
Didn't something just happen,
Oh,
though?
that's great.
Yeah, something did just
Isn't
happen.
there
Thank you, Eric.
changes going on right now?
There are changes going on right now because the report is the sale completely fell through according to John Heyman. The sale is kaput in his words. However, the team is now going to be sold in an open auction. So, regardless, the team is going to be sold. It's just a matter of when, for how much money. And instantly there were two guys I thought of that could be of interest, and I spoke to Eric before the show started about it, and he was a little interested in the names that I said too. So I'll share them quick. One, if his presidency doesn't work out, and we'll see if it does or doesn't, obviously. I don't think it will. And there's a certain mascot that's going to one of his rallies this week. 100% I could see Michael Bloomberg trying to buy the team. Absolutely. Because Michael Bloomberg's got money up the wazoo that makes Steve Cohen look poor. That's how much money Michael Bloomberg has. That's one. If his presidency doesn't work out,
are people going to want political controversies involved in baseball?
it's not even about that. It's about the money.
Yeah,
and
but
if the guy gets out of the way, and
I
if he spends the
hope
money, who
so,
cares?
but a lot of people do that for personal benefit.
Well,
too.
of course, that's the bet. And the thing about it is, it's kind of gets you that Mr. Met is all of a sudden showing up at his rally this week. That's kind of coincidental that that's happening.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy it.
I mean, I'm just saying. And the other one is A-Rod. I wouldn't put it past A-Rod to get investors involved and to buy the team.
Maybe.
I mean, it makes sense.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
Hey.
If you do the way Jeter did it with the Marlins, where he got investors in and he bought them, obviously the.
Well, and don't get me wrong, didn't Jeter need some help from A-Rod in order to help purchase the Marlins?
Yeah, he had
No, he had Jeb Bush, and he had
No, he had investors too that did help with
Yeah, he had investors, but none of them were out A-Rod.
No, I thought there was one or two that were connections through A-Rod. That
Well, maybe so, but I thought you guys meant like Alex Rodriguez.
No, not A-Rod's personal money that says, "Here you go." No.
But
A-Rod.
How funny would that be, though, too, if he does?
That'd be awesome.
Then you have
That'd be
Jeter in the
great.
Marlins. You got A-Rod with the Mets.
Well, A-Rod would have more.
That just means Derek Jeter would build a winning organization while A-Rod spent flugulous money.
Well, why would you say that though?
Because Derek Jeter knows what he's doing.
Yeah, that's why he traded guys that he already traded for as rebuilding. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Derek Jeter.
Are you doubting Derek Jeter?
Yes. Did you see the Christian Yelich trade?
Hold on.
Did you see the guys he got back for Christian Yelich?
But to be fair, Christian Yelich wasn't an MVP till he went
He
to
was still
Milwaukee.
a very good player.
Yes,
though.
absolutely. But again, Giancarlo Stanton, he kind of got shortchanged too. But why?
Well, no,
there were
no.
only two teams in the league that could have
No,
traded for him.
He gave up Stanton. He basically begged the Yankees to here, take him.
Right.
Just take him.
Right.
We don't want him. We don't want to pay his money.
Well,
We
actually,
just give him away.
if you really know the story, he didn't want to deal with the Yankees at all until Stanton basically said, "I'm not going to. I want to go to the Yankees, not the Dodgers." That's really what ultimately made that trade happen.
Well, because remember they had an agreement with the Cardinals at first. I don't remember him saying he didn't want to go to the Dodgers. I thought it was
He
always
said he
just
wanted to
Yankees
be.
or Dodgers.
He said he wanted to be a Yankee. Once that came out,
did
Jeter
that
had no
happen?
choice.
I don't remember that. I thought it was always just Yankees. Dodgers.
Trust me.
No.
Trust me on
Oh,
this one.
God. Well, easier said than done. But
It's all right.
It was
I could look it up if you really don't believe me. I'll prove to you what I proved to everybody else.
There was
I am always right.
there was an agreement in place with the Cardinals. He didn't want to go to the Cardinals. Then there was an agreement in place with the Giants. He didn't want to go to the Giants.
Do you blame him? Look
No,
at the
of course
Look
not.
at the Giants.
Well, the Cardinals were in the
They were too dumb to trade their best player, and he walked away to a division rival for cheap.
Well, the Cardinals one wouldn't have been a bad one. The Cardinals one, I think, would have been a perfect fit for him. Honestly,
Well,
I think it would have relished in St. Louis. It could have. I really do. I think it would have been a fine place for him to play.
Well,
But
then they wouldn't have gotten Goldschmidt.
Well, at the same time, who knows how state it would have been? That's 2 years earlier, or whatever it was. That's 2 years. Who knows how good he would have been with the Cardinals?
No, I
And there
understand
wouldn't
that.
have
I'm
been as
saying
much pressure with the Cardinals as there is with the Yankees.
no, I don't think Stan. The pressure in New York, I don't think bothers Stan at all. I think
think
Stan's
Sparks
just
are
been
part of
hurt.
it.
Stan hasn't done anything outlandish. He got hurt. He always gets hurt, and he always hits 40 home runs. What
about the playoffs?
has he done?
But what about in the playoffs?
A-Rod, by media perception, sucked in the playoffs for decades. So I'm not really worried about that either.
I'm just saying the one good year I
Except
did
for
have.
09.
Except for 09.
Right.
Thank you. The only 1 year he had was a
He
great year.
carried them in 09.
He helped. Yeah,
And then Matsui took over.
He carried them and the bullpen. That's what got because the Yankees had a 3-man rotation in 09. It was Pettit, Burnett, and CeCe. They just did a 3-man rotation. Their bullpen was as dominant with Hughes and Chamberlain and Damaso Marte and Rivera. They had a great.
I
bullpen.
remember DeMassimo Marte.
Yeah, it was a great bullpen.
He was
for
great.
Them. It was a really good bullpen for them, and it made the game a 6-inning game. That's
David Robertson.
That's what David Robertson.
Right.
No, was Robertson on that team?
Yep. Brett Gardner. Yep.
Rebecca Gardner was on that team. That I know.
Robertson came
Matsui.
up 08, I think.
So he had a nice year.
Damon.
Yeah, Damon was okay, but I mean,
Damon had a great playoff. You're nuts.
Damon. No, but I'm saying A-Rod and Matsui really were the
Yeah,
horses
absolutely.
of that
Yeah, sure.
roster. But I mean,
Jeter.
but going back to the point with the Mets,
Cano.
now this thing isn't. Now
Teixeira.
this thing is on. Yes, the
Posada.
team was a wonderful team. It was a we know they built a great team in 09, but the point of this is the facts are the Mets.
Girardi.
Thank you, Tyler.
Not Aaron Boone. Not Aaron Boone. Joe Girardi. Go ahead. I
That
digress.
is your daily shot at Aaron Boone.
Not a shot. It's the facts.
But it's funny. We were actually
We
really
had to
quick-
squeeze it in for an hour.
Wait,
we only have an hour.
I was gonna say really quickly. We were talking about great GMs like last week. We didn't mention Mike Rizzo though for the Nationals.
Is he a great GM, or did he only just get good recently?
I mean, I thought he did.
He's
You guys
very
think-
good.
He's
Great,
very good.
I don't know.
No, he's very good.
Billy Bean is great. Mike
Yes.
Rizzo is very
No,
good.
he's very good, but he also has an open. That's the thing. I just thought about the name.
He does not have an
hasn't-
open pocket.
No, because he has the richest owner, second richest owner in baseball. So yes, he
Right,
has
but
an
that
open
doesn't mean
pocket.
he
Yeah,
gave out
no.
good contracts, and
No,
he
no,
also
no.
made
Oh,
bad
no.
trades.
No, he
That's
made bad
part of
trades
being a
to
GM, too.
That's exactly. You're gonna
Now,
get the good with the
he
bad.
did well
Theo
recently.
Epstein
Theo
is
Epstein's
far
done
and
it.
above the best.
Theo
in
Epstein has done it with you Darvish, good contracts and bad
Yu
contracts. That
Darvish
happens to
sucks.
everybody. That's he signed
All right,
him.
that was one mistake in a blip with the Cubs, and so was Jason
Yeah, of
Hayward.
course.
But that's the only two.
Hayward's contract.
Right, but that
Hayward's
was
contract
the
wasn't him.
the only two. He did well rebuilding a lot of those young players.
Jason Hayward was not part of the.
And what
Epstein
about
regime. Yes,
he was.
what
He
about
was there when
trading?
Epstein took over.
What about trading? What's
His
name
first
for,
signing
for
was
Wade
Lester.
Davis? The offer on the road.
No, I know the first offer was Lester. I didn't say it was the first one. That was the second year.
I thought Hayward signed before Lester.
No, Hayward signed the
sure?
year after. Yeah.
Okay.
What about the Soler trade too for Wade Davis? Because Soler's become a star.
Well, Soler
and-
wasn't great
No,
there.
he
and
wasn't
he
great
was
there,
just
but
a-
he's become a star.
I don't mind that.
Quietest
that wasn't
50
bad.
home run season you'll ever see.
That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad on paper at the time.
No, it wasn't. Of course not, because they needed a closer because they lost.
Right.
Chapman was a free
He had
agent.
a
That was
yeah,
understandable.
he was
Yeah.
he was streaky with the Cubs.
The point-
He wasn't that.
The point being is this: when it comes to going back to what the New York Mets are, it obviously shows that they're eventually going to have to be sold.
Josh's
Because the
volume, Speedy, has to go up.
The Wilpons are easily in such dire straits right now. They have to sell. You're talking about an ownership. Like Steve Cohen was going to pay above value of the franchise and take on the Wilpons' debt to go on top of it too. He was willing to do that, but at the same time, I think Rob Manfred had something to do with this. Because you hear Manfred's comments, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Now there's also reports saying that maybe Manfred had something to do with it. Because that Cohen was never going to get approved because of his past history with his business. But again, what billionaire hasn't done something under the table? You know what I'm saying? That's always what the issue is. I would think that would be always a problem. At the same time, if not Steve Cohen, it's going to be somebody else. Somebody's going to have to take over this team. Because the Wilpons just Saul Katz wants to take his play out of the whole thing. He doesn't want any part of this anymore. None of the Wilpons want a part of this anymore. The only person that I've read that wants part of this still is Jeff. And Jeff Wilpon wants to have money after the team is sold. Because his feeling is, then I don't have to get a real job, then I can just get money that's still coming in as income. That's the point. He wanted to continue control. He wanted to take Steve Cohen's money and be in charge of the baseball operations. What guy would give them their money and say, "Hey, go do what you want"? Especially Jeff Wilpon, no less. He's
But at the same
he's just
the
a
biggest
fool.
problem. He's the biggest problem. Yeah.
He's beyond the biggest problem. He's the giant. He's it, because everybody in the family wants nothing to do with this anymore, and he's the one guy that's saying, "Nah, we're not doing this." But I mean, that's what the problem with the Cohen thing was. What I'm reading.
He wanted more than 5 years.
He wanted more than 5 years, and he said once the 5 years are done, he wanted to control SNY for 20 years, and then after that, he wants to be on salary when his 5 years are up from Steve Cohen. Why would Steve Cohen let somebody do that with his money?
I don't know if the SNY thing would have swayed it that much, even though Cohen has other media
But that's
companies.
that is the cash cow, though.
Right, but
It's the SNY.
I think Cohen would negotiate with them too because he has enough money. For
Oh,
that,
absolutely, and that's why I think now that the open auction thing is happening, you're going to hear names that are going to come out there. You're going to hear it. This team obviously has to be sold. If it's going to an open auction, it obviously has to be sold. I forget how much debt it's said. Sorry, Eric.
Doesn't it make sense that it should be on the Mets' terms if they want to sell their team, their stock, their stuff? Shouldn't it be on the Mets' terms?
Well, I think it's been on the Mets' terms. It's been on Jeff. I mean, Jeff Wilpon's terms obviously keep changing.
Well,
when it gets close to the finish line.
Listen. I'm all about if you want to make your money, make your money. Here's the one thing I'm going to say about the Wilpons, right? You've tried to make this cash cow a cow now for years, and the fans are starting to not only hate you, they're starting to walk away from the product. So you at some point have to eat your loss and be like, you know what? I have to get rid of this now. Like the Clippers, for example. It's a completely different topic altogether. But the fans were like, we're not supporting you till he's gone. The players were like, we're not going to play for him till it's gone.
That's the big thing. The players were not going to play anymore. And the thing of it is, too, in regards to the Wilpons, if obviously this falls through, and it is, and nothing happens at this auction, you do realize they cannot show their faces at Citi Field anymore. They can't.
Right.
Because they're now
They're
right there. They're right there with Dolan. They're probably above Dolan now. It's the most hated guy in New York. I don't know.
I'm a fan of both teams. The Wilpons are bad, but they're not James.
No. Because
James Dolan.
No, James Dolan's bad.
Yes,
but Jeff Wilpon,
hold on.
I'm going to say
the
Jeff Wilpon
James Dolan
is
is bad. The Ranger James Dolan is good.
That's exactly what it is. So one product of his is good, one's not.
So
Jeff
he evens
Wilpon's
out.
product just sucks with the way he runs it. He runs it like a mid-market, low-market budget team
That's
in
not
New
true.
York.
You have like a top 5 payroll in
Oh,
baseball.
God.
Right, but that's because they settle.
That's
for
because they
people,
settle for guys.
not
And
actually give good contracts.
And how many times? And Speedy
I
will hear me on
disagree.
this.
Hold
how many
on.
times? No.
Wait.
How many times do they try to get out from contracts? Cespedes, they got to the Beltran thing where they donated money to Beltran's charity. They wouldn't have to pay him as the manager contract anymore. The Cespedes contract, they saved themselves $23 million. They try to get themselves out of contracts more than
Cespedes,
anybody.
Hold on. Let's be real about the Cespedes for a second. Met fans were crying publicly
And rightfully
about
so.
if we lose Cespedes, we're done.
And rightfully so.
But
We want him back.
But that's not the
You
contract.
had to overpay
But
for
that's
Cespedes.
not, no, but that's not the
You
contract.
had to.
They bet against themselves, the
right,
Mets.
but that's
There's nobody
not,
else that
I don't think that's the
spit it.
contract that's really phasing Mets fans. It is now because we saw what happened, but not at the time. That wasn't the one really phasing them. It was just all these older, injury-prone infielders, outfielders, whatever. It just
I mean, you could run a list of guys in the last 10
all,
years that they've signed.
all the
It's
guys that
egregious.
they could have had because of their New York reputation. They have the money to do it. They have they're one of the
We
five
think they have
most
the money
valued-
to do it.
Right. They have one of the
we think.
5 most
We don't know where it
valuable
goes.
baseball teams, and it goes to the wrong places.
And I think the problem, and like I said, I think the fan base, the media base, you're seeing it already in the papers. You're seeing it on radio. You're seeing it from the fan base. These guys cannot show themselves in Citi Field anymore. They can't.
Before
they
this, they should
really
have done
can't.
that. Right.
No, but I would say no. If any Met fan came up to them, scared for because Met. Listen, have you ever
fans are
seen
not
Met
doing
Twitter? Met Twitter is nuts. If
guys
anybody
are
ever sees them up
Right.
close,
But this is-
God only knows what can happen.
But the Met Twitter, here's the thing with Met Twitter. You guys aren't even like crazy in like a respectable way. Some of the things I hear Met fans say, you guys don't know, A, you don't know baseball, and B,
Well, I
it's
wouldn't
like
go
you
that
don't even
far.
root for your own team.
I wouldn't go that far.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know about that.
As the guy,
Absolutely.
as the guy who's the biggest arguer of Mets Twitter goes in. comes
Yeah,
in.
really. I mean, I'm just
Oh,
saying.
have I provoked Mikey C
Oh,
for
here he
once?
comes.
Hey! I did it! I finally did it! Yes!
Oh, we have somebody.
Welcome on, Mikey C.
You did nothing.
Oh.
You did nothing but talk gibberish like you normally do.
Why do I work here?
I've been asking the same question to Errol for you know how long?
What do you have for me?
Nothing. I just figured, before, anything goes on and stuff like that, I figured I'd jump on and shoot
Say
the breeze
goodbye?
a little bit.
Okay.
Shoot the breeze. I haven't done that in a while.
Don't shoot Drew Brees. I need him to win a Super Bowl next year.
He's not going. Just give it up already.
Oh, my God.
Do we have anybody on the line?
No,
Yeah, Eric.
it's Eric.
Oh, how you doing, Eric?
What's going on?
What's going on? Good. What was the topic before I walked in? I'm just out of
The
curiosity.
Mets
It was
selling.
the Mets and Steve
the
Cohen.
Mets sell.
What about
selling
it?
Cohen fell
How
through.
the deal fell through, and they're going to an open auction.
That's what they're doing? That's the new thing, an open auction?
It's an open auction.
He says A-Rod or Mike Bloomberg will own the Mets.
Who said that?
Me.
Josh.
I did.
A-Rod? No. A-Rod has the money.
Oh, he does.
He has the money because he's got J-Lo's backing.
Literally.
as well as his own
You see
backing.
that Super Bowl?
I said Bloomberg.
He's got
hold
the
on,
backing, all right.
Hold
But-
on, Tyler. I said Bloomberg only if
The president's.
president
No.
is out.
I know, but I
See,
still want to know.
He
Bloomberg-
makes Steve Cohen look poor with the amount of money that
See,
Bloomberg.
Bloomberg would be a great candidate, but I don't think he's into owning a sports team.
I mean,
He doesn't come across that way. I think it's just going to be another, billionaire that we don't know about.
as
And
long as it's somebody that was one to spend
or
the
I don't
money.
think if you want my personal opinion, it's still going to be the Woopons. Actually, the coupons. They're not selling.
Oh, that was good. Coupons.
It's going to
been
go
saying that for
from
years.
generation to generation. This is all a smokescreen. They just
Why
want.
hype up the Met fans then? Why get them so excited?
I don't know, only because
Let's see. They're losing credibility. They're losing a lot of things. It's what the Met fans want in a sense.
Right.
Then
why tease them?
here's the biggest thing. And I personally, rest in peace. I used to know somebody that knew Fred Wilpon very well. Very well. And he always told me Fred Wilpon was the nicest guy and he knew how to run a business.
So
And
Fred
if you
Wilpon's fine.
really think about it, when Fred Wilpon was more in charge, the Mets were kind of a better team.
Yes.
With Nelson Doubleday. When Jeff kind of took over, the team is slowly gone kaputs.
Yep.
In a way. So what it is that, in all honesty, I mean, I don't know how many people know this, but the Mets are really their secondary aspect of income, of finances. They're loaded with real estate deals all over America. Loaded.
Really?
That's their primary thing is real estate. Their financial income is all real estate. The Mets is their second baby.
Can you imagine that? $1 billion sports team being your second source of income?
So it's just the factor that what it is, that baby is what Jeff wants to do. So it's kind of, so it's really in all aspect, because obviously, if I don't know if anybody knows the history, but they parted ways with Doubleday, and that's, and stuff like that. So, and Doubleday was really the business guy. Fred was the baseball mind, and Doubleday was the business guy. That's why it worked. It coexisted very well. Then, with Jeff getting involved, we're really, I think he thinks he's Jerry Jones. I don't know. I have no idea.
Jerry Jones doesn't even think he's Jerry Jones anymore.
But it's just those factors alone. And I personally think Jeff doesn't want to give up control of the Mets. I think, if anything, he'd want to sell 49% and still be that 51% ownership to where he has the right to make that decision. Because I think Jeff thinks that he's a GM.
But can I?
Well, Broy Van Wittingen thinks he owns the team.
Well,
so it makes sense.
I'll say this too in regards to it's not even just a Wilpon's thing. It's also Saul Katz too, and Saul Katz owns a percentage of that. And Saul Katz was
Correct.
completely out.
Right. Right.
And yet there's it.
They might want to sell his
Fred,
percentage.
no, but even Fred reports of that Fred has said, I just don't want to do this anymore.
Well, Fred
Jeff
really,
is the only
in
one
all
that
in
wants
all
it.
honesty, Fred hasn't been involved in over 10 years.
No, that's what I'm saying. And you look at him now on camera, and you look
Yeah,
at
I don't know how
he
he's
look
still
healthy.
walking.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't look healthy. The point is, everybody wants out of this, but Jeff.
Exactly.
Boy, Jeff.
Didn't I just say that? Like, that's what I pointed out. Like, it's
no,
Jeff
no,
wants
I
this.
know,
I
know.
understand what you're saying because what it is that Saul Katz wants to cash out. Fred wants to cash out because they're getting older. But what it is, this was all really set up for the family business to continue growing. But the problem is that there's too much negative backlash. And they don't want anything to part of it moving forward, or they want to cash out because right now, I believe under Forbes, the estimation of the Mets is like, what is it, like $5 billion, $10 billion, something like that?
Off at team value?
Yeah.
No,
Well,
it was-
the
I think
Yankees
it,
are
no,
at, what,
it was
9
at,
or 7?
Well, Cohen was going to buy them at 2.6 bill, and somebody said that was he was overpaying.
$2.1 billion.
But what it is, you're not overpaying because what in a deal like that, what you're paying for is the prorated version in a way into the deal of what it's going to be worth moving forward because of the New York market and how everything slowly increases in life.
But they had said that he wouldn't be getting S&Y. He's taking on the Wilpon's debt that he said he would pay, which is God only knows how much debt they're in with this issue and everything like that. So the cash
How
cow,
could
the
they be in
cash
debt
cow
if
is
they're
in
making money besides this?
Because they don't put in the real estate money as part of the baseball money.
exactly
Baseball is baseball money. They do not.
Oh, so they really are just putting in nothing.
No, they're putting in nothing.
No.
That's why they invested
Whatever,
money into
whatever
the,
baseball, whatever Citi Field makes, whatever the New York Mets make, is only on that.
and they invested money. You have to remember too.
So they're not putting any personal money in this.
Nope.
No,
and they never did.
And Tyler,
They
you-
never did, even way before.
You also,
Never did.
You also have to remember too. They also are now investing money into the whole thing with the Belmont Arena and everything like that. That's another thing that they're putting money in, but nothing to
Real
do.
estate.
There it is. It's nothing to do. Nothing to do with the Mets. That's
Correct.
the point
Nothing.
of what people are upset about and frustrated about. They just want a guy that's
They
going to
should
put
buy the Knicks and
something.
move the Knicks into that Belmont.
Buy the Knicks.
No,
No, because I want
Dolan,
the Knicks
same
out of
thing
Madison
with,
Square Garden.
Same thing with
They're
Dolan.
bad juju
He's
for the Rangers.
never gonna sell.
He won't.
He's never gonna sell.
He likes to have the title of owning a team, and he likes to be the opener for every time Fish comes to the Garden. That's what James Dolan loves.
No, James Dolan loves Billy Joel. Is what he loves.
But he opens for Fish.
Eric, do you have anything to touch on this?
Okay, it seems kind of funny that from the get-go, it's all, comes out as, oh, it's the Mets' fault, this deal is not done, But what about Cole?
Well-
What about anything on his
Well,
side?
I don't think they were going to get approved. That's what Manfred came out today saying to me. They were never going to.
Rob Manfred's an idiot.
Well, we know that. Thank you. Yes, we do.
I think it would have got approved.
I don't know because the way Manfred was talking today, like never going to happen.
Well, this is also the second deal that fell through on the New York
problem.
Mets.
Yep.
That's another issue. So right there, it's showing you it's not the buyer's aspect; it's the seller's aspect.
I just think they're going to have to.
Because
sell it.
I personally think they don't really want to sell.
They don't want to, but I think they're going to have to. Because
But can I just ask-
I don't think they're gonna. They don't have to.
The fan
Because here's the
backlash
thing.
and everything.
Here's the thing. Forget backlash. The only way the Mets will officially is the fans got to stop going to the games.
They kind of do.
No, they don't. Because no matter what, it's Citi Field still goes.
Can I ask?
I stopped going a long time ago unless I get free tickets.
Can I ask this question?
Then I would go to that. But
Can I ask this question?
Yes, Tyler.
As not a Met fan, right? So obviously you guys are all kind of pent up and frustrated with the Wilpons.
I'm
correct?
not because I clearly say it on social media. It's a joke, but the Met fans continue to play as part of the joke because if you're still going to the games, you're still bingo.
It's like the Knicks.
So now,
Now, if I pay a
The Knicks is
$200
also
cable
on the
bill,
Garden.
I'll sit comfortably in my own home watching the Mets.
It's like the Knicks. If you're going to sell at the Garden every night, why would James Dolan sell? What's the point?
And no matter what, the Garden will always be sold out
So
because
Rangers, Knicks,
it's the Garden.
no
It's
matter
something to
how
do on a
crappy-
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
No matter how crappy the organization is, people. The
forget
Knicks are-
that.
they're-
Forget
they're
about being
no-go.
crappy. Corporate sponsors are buying tickets, so they're handing them out.
Yep.
They're getting their money already.
But let me just ask this side of it. So for the average Joe Met fan who is
No Leon
supporting
Rose,
the team,
Speedy. Scratch that.
who is supporting this team, and they are very excited that the Wilpons are selling. If by your theory it's true, and this is just a smokescreen, and the Wilpons continue to own it, don't you think that would piss off most of the Met fan base?
Piss off. Beyond already. We're past
yeah,
that.
yeah.
We're past that. If somebody
That's been a duration for years
Tyler,
already.
if a Met fan from Twitter walked up to the
That's-
Wilpons, they'd deck them and run
The-
as fast as they could.
The aspect of being pissed off has already happened already,
already-
from the whole
it's beyond.
Madoff scandal because that's
Yeah.
the reason why they brought Sandy Alderson in.
And what a
Because
coincidence.
Sandy Alderson comes from the Moneyball era in a sense,
Yeah.
where he can go fun. Because you know what? The baseball money is what got schemed.
Yeah.
Do you know what it all comes down to?
What's up?
And when all this becomes a moot point, is if the Mets start winning. If they start winning,
I don't even know.
then guess what? All this is a moot
But
point.
to be quite honest, I thought the Mets were on the right track.
No, they
And
are.
and if you think about it, when they
are.
went to the World Series, what was it, 2015?
Yeah.
Citi Field was rocking.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Brains are up.
that wasn't a good team. It was just a team that got hot at the right moment.
Right.
Where the pitching just clicked that's it.
Right.
I
Right didn't play.
So you know how much money they made?
You can make
A
the
ton.
case. You can make the case that going into this year, the team this year has arguably
Winning
more talent than
changes
the
the
2015
perspective.
team does. If you look at the roster side by side, you look at them. It's that's the,
But here's the thing: everyone's talking about
It's
the Mets
debatable.
being a
It's
dark
debatable.
horse. I don't think
It's
you're. I
debatable.
don't think you're ready to go in the playoffs just yet. I think you're on the
debatable.
right track though to be.
It's an interesting point, but it's debatable. Because what it is that those pitchers then clicked. The Mets pitching staff sucks right now. Sucks.
No
Besides
way.
DeGrom,
I don't know
it
about that.
Stroman,
sucks.
he's on and off, but
No,
I don't think
he
sucks.
sucks. He had a better record as a Blue Jay than he did as a Met.
Well,
Right, but you gotta give somebody like 3 months to pitch in New York.
Wait, there's no DH in the East. He had problems getting out 9 batters.
No, 8. I know what you mean. But I'm just
I'm
saying.
not
He had a higher ERA in a worse league.
I'm not jumping off the ship.
Against American.
Right.
You got the Yankees,
still a
you got
good
the Red
division,
Sox. Regardless, even if the Orioles stink, they're still,
The Orioles are worse, though, than every team in the National League East.
I'm not jumping off the ship of.
Stroman stinks. Syndergaard's overrated. Matz can't pitch. DeGrom's the only guy.
Right,
DeGrom's
DeGrom's
and I
phenomenal.
said for years, and I used to argue with Errol, DeGrom is the best pitcher on that staff. And everybody was like, no, back then when it was Matt Harvey when he came on the scene. I go, no, he's not. And I have Speedy as witnesses because I've been saying that for years. And look what's going on. It's been proven. What?
Don't sleep on Syndergaard this year.
Syndergaard stinks, bro. If you're a Syndergaard fan, I feel bad for you because he wants to be something that he's not.
He bulked up big time.
That doesn't
And what does that do?
Yeah, that doesn't
No, I'm just
help.
saying.
Does that mean you're going to throw harder?
No, I'm just saying he's putting in the work. That's all you can ask him to do.
Yeah.
Here's the
what's
thing with
this gotten him
Syndergaard.
hurt?
You know what the problem with Syndergaard is? Him being in New York, and he thinks, and he's relying on his arm because you know what his problem is? He doesn't know how to pitch.
Right.
He just throws.
No, I agree with you.
And until that gets fixed, he's not going to be anything than
I
what he
said
is now.
that-
And he's just
But that's
bare-
kind of
and-
why Mickey
Alright.
Callaway got the job, to help enhance these guys.
I said that last week too. I've been saying it, harping on it.
Syndergaard stinks. I'll tell everybody right now. In fantasy, do not draft him because you're going to have a 9-9 record with a 4 ERA or a high 3.
So let me ask you this
Hmm?
then. Let's put his under over for wins. 10.
You don't think so?
Under or over?
For Syndergaard, under over?
Over.
His
I'll say under.
Wins.
I'll say under.
Under 10 wins?
Yep.
I'd take the over on that.
I'll take
I
the
would
under.
take the over too.
His pitching can get you 10 wins, and his
I gotta see how
bats-
Hefner is with him. I don't know. Well, I don't know how the staff is with
But
him. I don't
Michael
know.
Walker and Rick
I don't
Parcello
know.
could be dark horses in that rotation.
They're boomer
Walker is
busts,
in the
yeah.
bullpen to start off, and Porcello's learning a new league and the 5th starter. But that has nothing to do about Syndergaard, which is the top.
No, I'm just saying in general. I think that
No, I mean anything could possibly happen because
Anything can happen.
the one thing about Porcello is every other year he has a good year.
right, and he was awful last year.
So that he's due.
Wasn't last year everybody said, well, Syndergaard could be a Cy Young candidate, and I'm like, not even close. And I'll say, everybody's saying it again this year, and I'm going to tell you right now, not even close.
If he's fully healthy, I think last year with the whole injuries, and played the season itself for him.
Okay, what about the year before?
2016 he was really good.
That was
I mean,
probably
there's
the
so
for
many.
2 months,
There's
but
been
then he
so
got
many
hurt.
years of expectations of Syndergaard turning the corner, and he just can't, or he hasn't. Let me rephrase it. He hasn't.
Well, you know what? Contract year's coming up soon, isn't it?
And you know what? I wanted to get rid of him a year ago.
And his value is interesting because it seems to fluctuate a lot.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
Padres were offering a ton at the
100%,
deadline. I
yeah.
think the Astros were offering a ton at the deadline.
Oh, he's an
And they
Astro.
didn't- and they
the
didn't-
Astros would love him.
And
Oh
they
my
didn't
God.
take it. So
Astros would
I'm
make
curious to see because his market is very strange because he does have the stuff and he is still young, but
Right, because the
But he's not
perception
a pitcher.
the perception around the league is my team with my adequate coaches
your
will probably
coaching,
fix
yeah,
them
right.
compared to the circus that goes on in Queens.
But it fluctuates because he's also injury prone too. And
He's really not. It's just
yeah, he's
he's
been-
not that injury prone in the sense to where it's anything major.
No, but again, on and off injuries is still injury prone. It doesn't have to be a major injury to be injury prone.
I just think what it is that him being in New York, the whole Thor concept that he thinks he's bigger and better than what he is, and he's not. I think once
Do
he
you
gets
think
it,
he's Harvey?
no. What'd you say?
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
He's
I just
he's a
think the
great-
whole New York perception.
He's a great
It's like-
unknown.
It's like with Wheeler too. Like, what was
No.
Well, Zach I'll tell you this right now.
Wheeler-
Zach
Zach Wheeler-
Wheeler's going to torch you guys this
He
year.
has the potential to be something better, but what I'm saying is the image of Thor being in New York, the whole superhero thing, maybe he thinks he is. Trying to be in the New York spotlight, trying to date models, this, that, the other thing. That was the fall off from Harvey. When he got too big, he ran with the spotlight, and he got a piece of humble pie real quick.
Well, through 5 years, what is he?
Through 5 years, what is he?
Yeah, through 5 years, what would you say he is?
A one-time
Honestly?
All-star.
Honestly, middle.
He's an average pitcher.
He's a high velocity pitcher.
Isn't he a five? What's his record?
with good stuff?
47 and 30.
37 and 30?
47 and 30.
So he's 17 wins above 500.
But again, he doesn't have.
3.31.
So he
His only really bad year was this one.
Yeah, it was really just. It was.
But he's a very inconsistent
But he's
pitcher.
very- yeah.
But
Like,
this year was
like Mike's saying, he's not really a
here's
pitcher.
here's
He has all these pitches and doesn't use them.
Here's another factor. Here's another
2016, He
factor.
was great 2016.
Here's another factor about Syndergaard.
Great the year before this one.
Yeah.
Here's another factor about Syndergaard. In big games, he doesn't show up.
How many big games has he pitched?
Yeah, really. In
But hold on.
Coming down the stretch, he's not
It's
been
very
reliable.
hard to get 3
2015
guys like the Nationals have.
2015 as a
That's
rookie,
not
he was-
fair.
he was
That you're not
good.
being.
No, I didn't say that.
That's not fair.
I'm not saying.
But wait, what about 2016 that wild card game against Bumgarner?
Oh, he was great in that. He was great,
He went
yeah.
pitch for pitch with him.
And Matt Bum's the greatest
Don't get
postseason
me
pitcher
wrong.
of this
You're
generation.
going to
so-
have a good game here and there, but I'm saying when it comes down the
2015 too.
stretch,
But even the year
2015, everybody had a great second half because that's when they made the World Series.
But we can't discount that. I mean,
Right.
that's not just that's
Yeah,
not.
No, but we're going now 5 years ago.
and the Mets were
Yeah,
the
but even 2 years ago, like
and the Mets
we
were the
saying,
less
it wasn't a
superior
bad
team.
What was his
in all
best
those
record?
matchups.
15 and 10.
best.
What was his best record? 15 and 10, 15 and 9.
14 and 9, I think it
Yeah.
was. I just saw it. But.
And everything else has been 1 or 2 games above 500. So what is he? He's a little bit better than average pitcher.
Well, also, he's also lost a chunk of parts of the seasons due to all the injuries he's sustained,
Right.
too.
That's what I'm
So,
saying.
that's
But that's
why-
another thing that
well,
hinders his value.
and I'm
well,
not
hold
gonna
on,
discount on
because
him. Yeah,
not
I
only
can't
does
do
that help a case, by Mikey C's logic, it could hurt it, too. Because just because he misses time, the numbers might not stay the same. They could skyrocket up. The more innings
don't
he
know.
pitch, your ERA could go up, not down. So he could get – I mean, that doesn't help the case.
Well, it's hard to
And
fluctuate
another,
either way. But
and one factor that I always noticed about Syndergaard, he throws too many pitches and barely gets out of the 5th inning. That's an issue. When you have a team that,
Right.
before
He
this year
tries for the strikeout
has a
too
lousy
much,
bullpen
right.
for so many years, and then the bullpen can't do anything.
yeah, he
because
tries for the
of-
strikeout. Way too
I mean,
much.
if you think, I used to place bets with my buddies and go, I bet you doesn't even get it past the 5th inning. I used to bet $1 and win.
yeah, he has not-
Opening day last year, I was there. He didn't get. I think he came out in the 4th inning.
Right. There's 2 different years he's had 30
Strummer's
starts.
like that, too.
Obviously, some years he was hindered with injury, but 2 different years he had 30 starts, and neither of those he had 200 innings.
That's a problem when
Right.
you're relying on a guy that's
And
supposed to
this
be a
is
horse.
what I was saying about this big oak that all Yankee fans were praising about. Paxton's great. Paxton this, Paxton that. Look at him now. Look at him now. He's not. You're not gonna see that guy till after the All-Star break.
It doesn't matter, but
Which
Paxton's
is
still a
fine.
great pitcher.
No, he's still a good pitcher. You're not, and you
Right.
Don't, you don't even.
But
that
hold
division-
on.
that division
He is
so
a
easy
left-handed
that
version
you're
of Noah
fine.
Syndergaard.
No,
Yes.
no,
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think so.
Mm.
See, I think Paxton's a better pitcher.
Not by much. Not by much. He's
Syndergaard's
more
way-
consistent. That's about it.
No, the only difference is Paxton's had too many injuries in his career.
Well-
to where he has a much better record, I think, than Noah Syndergaard
I would
has.
take Syndergaard over Paxton. That's what the argument is. I mean,
No, I wouldn't.
Oh
I'd take
my
Paxton.
God.
It depends on
No, I
what you're
wouldn't.
talking about. If you're talking about
If you
one
want,
year, probably Paxton.
if I'm
If
allowed to
building a
take
rotation, I'm
both of
probably
them
taking-
healthy, which one would I take? I take Paxton because Paxton's always had a better record. He's always been like 10-3 and then get injured, or 7-2 and then get injured.
That's crazy. I wouldn't.
So Syndergaard's WAR is actually higher than Paxton's. They're practically the same, but literally it's
And the thing is,
Syndergaard by one.
even with you brought up Paxton, the Paxton injury is not even going to affect the Yankees because the division is so easy for them that they don't even need him to touch a line.
Hold on, whoa! Stop saying that. The Red Sox are not going to
Oh,
fall.
God.
They're not going to fall off a cliff because they traded Mookie Betts.
He didn't
People
trade
may-
him.
They didn't trade him yet. It ain't official.
It's
Oh,
not
that's
official.
right.
It broke
They-
off.
right.
Yeah, they
It's
gotta,
not dead.
They got to replace that pitcher.
They
Well,
will. They will.
They will. It's going to get done.
Which did anyone else see the reports though that they didn't realize he was a relief pitcher?
No.
Who's
Wait,
they?
who?
Who's they? The Red
Yeah.
Sox?
No, they know.
That's the Sox.
He's not. He's a versatile guy.
Yeah, he's
He
a
can-
versatile
he can
guy
switch.
that was a starter as a prospect, and then he played in the bullpen in the second half of
That
the season
happens
for the
a lot,
Twins,
yeah.
and he was used in many different roles.
Okay.
He was never great in any of them, but he was key for them because that bullpen is good, but it's not overly deep.
They're an interesting case because Verdugo is another young, talented player.
He's very good.
He's very good, yeah.
They got shortchanged.
The Red
think
Sox
so?
or the Dodgers?
The Red Sox got screwed.
Well, I think the Red Sox, in terms of...
It depends. It depends how you
they,
look at
they
it.
lost a little bit of value.
The
It just-
biggest
the
win
thing
is that they
got
got
rid of
Price
Price.
off the books.
They got
I was
That's
just gonna say,
a huge win.
But again,
And they're not going to pay somebody.
Talent-wise,
They're
they
not,
got lost.
They're not going to
that
pay
also-
somebody $300 or $400 million either.
Right, but that also...
Right, but Mookie Betts is worth that money.
The price.
Nobody's worth that money.
He's a top 5
No
player.
offense, bro. Nobody's worth that money.
Mike
again,
Trout is worth that money.
No one
Nolan
is
Arenado is worth that money.
No one is worth
But
that
again,
money.
you're also
Mike Trout's absolutely worth that
No
money.
one is worth that money. Now, what they got paid is what they're going to get paid, but no one is worth that money.
The David Price end of the exchange, too, was really bad for both teams. The Red Sox hurt their prospect return, and the Dodgers hurt their chances. Now they have to give out Maeda, and you gave up Peterson. And you said that yesterday, 2 days ago when it first broke out. Why do they have
Jock Peterson getting traded to the
Why
Angels
do they have to
is
give
a steal.
all that away? Like that doesn't make sense. And again, for David Price, that hurts the chances of re-signing Betts too.
But here's the thing. The Dodgers can pay Mookie Betts. Everyone's walking away as if like they're just going to let Mookie Betts walk. Mookie Betts' biggest offer will be from the Dodgers.
Oh, and they had the funds to do it, to keep him long term.
Absolutely. Max Muncy just signed a 3-year, $26 million extension. That's chump change. To the Dodgers, that's a sneeze.
Yeah.
And see, one of the under-the-radar moves I think that the Dodgers also made, did you see that they traded Ross Stripling?
Yeah, that's another one they lost. That's another one they lost because of this contract. It seems kind of weird what they're doing, trying to purge assets of their 40-man roster where there's more expendable pieces.
Well, also they do have a deep farm system, so they're making room for the next generation. Like I'll tell you right now,
Right, but there's still no need to move on.
The next guy that's going to be traded, but it's going to be next year, is going to be Corey Seager because they're going to build up his value.
Right, that's
and then,
fine. I'm just
and
saying,
then they're going to get rid of him.
I'm just saying there's no need
I'm
to do it
surprised they
kind of
didn't
just
trade him
now.
for Lindor right now.
They're not going to do that.
They would.
They need
I
more
mean, I
than
know
that.
they
They
would,
would
but
love
they're not
to
going
do
to do
it.
it.
They would love to do it in a
Right.
heartbeat. I mean, I
They
would.
might do it next year.
Yeah.
They could do it at the deadline,
see.
whatever, but they want to build up Seager's value, and they're going to, because Gavin Lux is going to play second base. Listen, they're in great shape. Listen, if you're able to
They
make,
got two young studs that are supposed to come up and pitch 200 innings a year. Dustin May, and then there's another guy, Lewis something.
they're a good organization. Well, listen, guys, it was great talking to you guys. I'm out of here. Peace out.
Is that our cue to get out? No?
I don't know. That might be.
That might be. We're going to try to get a cue from Errol Marks, ladies and gentlemen, on if we're staying or going. If someone could get Errol, that'd be great. Errol! Okay. So that is our cue. We are going to leave now. Eric, we're going to give you a call so you can be somewhat here for the meeting. All right, buddy?
All good things. Thanks again, guys.
No problem. That was Eric Bowe, ladies and gentlemen. Speedy,
So Leon Rose next week.
what happened?
Leon Rose next week then.
Leon Rose. Oh, yeah, the Knicks. Yeah, one crappy organization at a time.
Crocodile
Please.
tears from Andre Drummond.
Every rose has its thorn.
Leonard Skinner.
Nice.
Thank you. No, I'm making fun of somebody else. Don't shake
I
your
know,
head.
I know.
No.
I know.
I'm making
You told me
fun of
last
somebody
week.
else. Okay.
Yes.
Speedy, we're in the end game now. Tell them where they can find us.
Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, Periscope, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, on our website at worldwidesportsradio.com. And we are one of only
16.
sports radio networks and podcasts on radio.com.
Beautiful. Speedy, say goodbye.
Thanks for listening and have a glorious night.
Josh, say goodbye.
Have a good evening, everyone. Take care. We'll see you next week.
We will see you next week. Is Eric Bowe still on the phone?
No.
Definitely not. But he'll be back next
All right.
week.
Yes, he'll also be back next week, so we think. Who the hell knows? He'll call me Thursday at 7:30. I'm not coming. I got a work thing. But that's about it. We have a meeting to go to. It's going to be great. No, I guess not. All right.
No.
See ya, Mamba out.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your